Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. The opinions expressed in the following podcast are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide education and entertainment about the financial industry and the stock market. Enjoy!
On this episode of Pennies Going in Raw, we dive into goal setting for next year, this week in the market, and more.
You find out life's this game of pennies.
Oh, you guys know we only have a 40% runner. Hello, 40% is a fucking killing.
We've been compliant for too long. It's time we go to war.
I don't have a Roth.
Hugh knows so much about the market that his brain doesn't have enough room for grammar.
Hey, who told me about IDEX? It's going up a shit ton now.
Rob, 4%, baby. No way. 4%.
You asked the exact same question with two words different.
It's like, man, I just got dick whipped for like 20%, and now that f***er's up like 50.
I bet Warren Buffett never did that.
I'm just making this voice memo to call out unusual whales to a fight. The pennies we need are everywhere around us. Pennies.
Going in Raw.
Featuring Dan, Deity of Dips,
And Hugh, honey.
Produced by Vinny.
And Christian.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of Pennies Going in Raw. Today is Wednesday, December the 22nd. Only a few more trading days left in this year. Monday was wild. SPY was red 7 points on the day, about 2%. What do you think? And you had huge SPY put gains, made over $100,000 on that in just one day. And you bought those on what? Friday, Thursday?
Yeah. So I was pretty short going into quad witching. Quad witching is one of my favorite days because just like we talked about last episode, if you're on the right side of volatility, then you can absolutely kill it because there's so many opportunities. SPY had moved like 10 points intraday. I mean, I was short right at open, and it came within 5 cents. Talking about SPY, it came within 5 cents of my sells, and then for the next hour and a half, it was straight up like 10 points. Like it was wild. And then of course, the end of the day, it flushed. So volatility can be your friend. Obviously it went against me for those, for that hour and a half, but yeah, no, quad witching was good. And then, so I had a good day Friday, and then I held a third of the position overnight, into Monday.
And the 100,000 gain, that was just a third of the position that made it to Monday?
That was a third of the position that made it to Monday. Yeah. So they opened up about 120% up. And yeah. So it was a good day. It was a good day on Monday. I sold them almost instantly.
If there was a gap up, it would have been $120,000 down.
Yeah, I guess it would have. Now that being said, SPY was down about what was it, almost a percent at open on Monday. So I did stick to my rules about having that farther out expiration and giving myself a little bit of time. So if some of the puts that were closer to expiration, I mean they went like 300% from Friday to Monday. And so so if it gapped up, it obviously would have gone against.
And if you would have held your full position all the way to the end of Monday, you could have had $1 million on that trade.
Yeah, no, I trust me, I thought about that. At one time they were trading 230% up or something. I was doing the math and I was like, oh man. But hey, what are you going to do about it, right?
Still a big conviction option play from you, so congratulations on it.
Cheers, baby.
You are recording, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually really interesting because this week is obviously super low volume. And I mean, that's what we've seen is these low volume moves. Now, as we're talking right now, SPY's up about 0.5%, trading around 458. I think that this is, I think that we might go lower from here, from this 458. I'm not necessarily confident inside this little rally.
See a little 444s before the new year, and then start a nice little rally to 500 before March.
That's honestly what I'm thinking. Like everybody wants this low volume rally. And I mean, yes, we are getting it right now. Like we're over 458 as I'm saying this. And we are rallying, if you will. But I don't know. I don't trust it. It's super low volume. Amazon was falling off a cliff this morning. There's just some, I don't like it. I just don't like the action. It almost feels like one of those like low volume rallies to then yanker hard and spoil everybody's Christmas. Now, maybe I'm dead wrong, but I probably will build somewhat of a position into SPY puts if we get close to that 460 mark. And we'll see. This is more of like a hunch thing than anything. It's one of those things where like I see everybody talking about a Christmas rally, how the Christmas rally is going to be beautiful and everything, and it makes me feel like the Grinch is going to come, the Grinch rally, if you will.
Well, there's only 3 more days to have it, so
that's true. And that being said, if you're cussing me out right now as I say this, we can pick up the pieces if we go lower. That's all that means. I still don't think that we've seen all-time highs. Like I think we will see all-time highs, but we had talked about it like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago that I had wanted all-time highs in January, and like 4 days later they came. Like all-time highs came like so fast. So and that move just feels too soon. It just feels too soon. So me personally, I wouldn't mind SPY going down to like the 450s again. And then we pick up the pieces, baby, and we ride that high into the new year, into February. Now, honestly, hopefully I eat my words because I have swings on. I have a good amount of swings on. But that being said, that's just my hunch.
All right. Well, last week before you became super bearish, you did say you had around 40% of your portfolio on the street. Is it still out there? And you just let that take a hit and just hedge yourself with the puts.
Yeah, exactly. So even when I think I made like 117 on Monday, I think I ended the day underneath 100 for the gain, but realized it was like 117 on the day. And that's okay. I'm fine with that because again, I still think that we see 500 sooner rather than later. So for me personally, like I want to bring SPY down, so that I can pick up the pieces, like even my swings, like my swings get hit, and that's where the risk management comes in. Like I know where my swings should go. And it comes down to that high confidence on the catalyst swings. Like I know where they should go. So I'm okay if they get hit. And honestly, when SPY was getting smoked, recently, it seemed like Penny Mania was kind of, there was like a few little Penny Mania ticks. And so maybe it's like one of those things where like SPY comes down and Penny Mania starts. I think it's like 200 stocks underneath $1 now.
Yeah. I mean, just recently it was only like 5, but
yeah.
I know you're saying 500 soon, and this is like a low volume kind of rug pull that could happen soon. But you're not worried about some of these smart people going all cash for the crash? Maybe like Elon selling the Microsoft dude. You're you trust in the retail investor over them?
I'm not saying that we aren't close to top. Like I'm going to say within a year. And again, I still don't think that we'll ever get like one of those crazy crashes. It's just the market's rigged to the upside too much. But that being said, Elon Musk still owns 20% of Tesla. Like, yes, he's selling, but it's just because this is the first time he's ever sold a significant amount. And who knows? Like, people are speculating that it's purely to pay taxes. And who knows, like maybe SpaceX is a private company. Maybe SpaceX needs cash similar to like Tesla did, like maybe he has to do this. Like again, we're dealing with Elon Musk. Like we never know what's coming out of left field. So that being said,
yeah, he won't stop fucking tweeting about his taxes.
Yeah. And I don't blame him. If I had to pay $11 billion, I would honestly probably have Biden sign the check. Like I would, that's probably what I would do. Like I don't even know, like imagine being like a Chase desk clerk and Elon Musk walks in and he's like, yeah, I got a wire or something. And he's like, okay, like how much, Mr. Musk? And he just throws out 11 billion.
I want it in pennies.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where
There'll be a copper shortage.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like are executives selling? Yes. Are they selling like all of their stake? Like is Musk like dumping? Like if Musk was truly dumping like 5% of his position in like a week, yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, he's 10% of the volume, just selling like these little chunks. So for me personally, I think that we're close to the top. Like I think next November will be tough on us. If rates change and stuff, but overall, I still think that we see 500 probably by like, honestly, and this is me being conservative, probably by like end of February. Like if we get to Valentine's Day and we're not like sitting a spit away from 500, I would be shocked. And the only way that I truly see something like that happening is a catalyst change in the market. Like Omicron like starts killing people, starts ramping.
Seems like it's getting serious. I mean, there are places shutting down.
It does seem like it's getting serious. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So Biden talks today. Today's Tuesday. Biden talks in about 2 or 3 hours. So I think like if COVID starts to spike again, or so this is the interesting thing. Okay, if COVID spikes again, does the Fed stop? Like, does the Fed start buying again? Like, do we just cancel everything that we talked about, like the taper?
We did to 700.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but then it's like, you talk about inflation, like we need to start tapering. But then it's like, if we go into a lockdown again, like UK is rumored to be locking down, stuff like that. Then like what happens? Do we just say, fuck it? Like we'll hit 10% inflation? Like it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting. The Fed definitely has, if it does play out to where, COVID does spike, again and we are forced to like shut down or something like that, I think it'll be really interesting because on one hand, you have inflation is getting dangerously high. Actually, it is dangerously high. But then on the other hand, if we lock down, you're screwing people. Also, this week is the last week for stimulus checks. Like it's really fucking interesting what's going to happen because you can't print more money because of inflation. But you need to print money if we lock down because nobody's working, the economy's slowing, stuff like that. I wouldn't want to be inside Powell's position if that happens. I have no idea what you do. I have no solution, but I'm going to critique it. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a tough one to be in. Sorry, JP. Well, moving forward, while we're still talking about the market and portfolios and whatnot, you mentioned you were in some swings last week. I think it was DATS and Game. Do you want to kind of give an update on them? You got in this before your little market crash prediction, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm holding about a half a position in both. DATS were up about 4% and Game were up about 6%. Now, when we had talked about it, it was actually lower. I mean, yeah, it was actually below my average. I was down like 2 or 3% on these. So, I mean, some homies are up like 7% or 9% already. And that's even with Monday being a pretty crappy day overall. So, that's not too bad. Now, I did get an email back from DATS. I had sent them an email about the desktop platform and servers and stuff like that. And basically, and I'll just read the response from Greg Robles. Thank you for your inquiry. Please find the attached latest investor presentation. We aren't able to provide you with the active user count. Why? I would like to know the active user count. Unfortunately, there are no updates we can provide at this time for the desktop version. If and when there is a material update, we'll be sure to share, he said, though the appropriate reg channels, but I think he means to share through the appropriate channels. Come on, Greg. What are we doing here? SEC filings, press releases, best Greg. Now, it's important to note that Greg is on the other side of the country to where DATS is located. He is simply just a investor relations guy. He doesn't really work for the company. He's kind of contracted by the company. That's something that a lot of small caps do when they don't want to hire like their own investor relations in-house person. They hire a company, contract them out. Now, that's pretty turnkey for most IR companies. That's a pretty turnkey response, basically, that like they can't give updates and stuff like that. The user count, I understand that he's not part of DATS, and so he only knows as much as they tell him. But I wouldn't mind like a little like we're growing rapidly. I know that we're late on the desktop version because we wanted it to be out by December. You know what I mean? Like I would have liked something. It's kind of pissing me off that like you're late on something that you promised, and I don't have anything. Like you're not giving me anything, Greg. So
maybe that's why the stock's down so much.
Could be. So I'll probably send Greg back another message, something along the lines of like, "Yo, dog, I looked through the investor presentation that you sent me, and it says that the desktop version is supposed to be out in December. Is this timeline still accurate?" And basically I'll just keep bothering him until he either gives me something, or I'll move on to like the CEO or CFO at DATS and basically send them the same emails. So I'll keep y'all updated. But we're green, so we'll take it.
All right. And what is your plan going forward with Game?
I'll be honest, I haven't really gotten the chance to do the proper DD with the holidays, but I still like it from a technical perspective. We're still green in it. It seems like it's finding bottom, and they still have this litigation. And again, their revenue last quarter was kick-ass. They were up 130%. Fundamentally, I like it down here. The next quarter should say a lot, and we'll go from there. I'm not really too concerned about either DATS or Game because of where they're at technically. And once we get through the holidays, then I'll be able to look deeper into the catalyst because they have a bigger what am I looking for? Their catalyst is different, obviously, because it's litigation against DraftKings and it's against like the bigger boys. So they're going to be a little bit longer, but their suits are for like $1 billion or $2 billion. So I'm thinking that the next catalyst, besides it being undervalued, is going to be the next quarter. The quarterly earnings report. And if they do the same growth that they did, last quarter, then it should be trading probably like 60% higher. So I'll look into that more over the Christmas break and I'll update you guys.
All right. Well, going into the part of this episode, the main part, goals for next year. You can kind of review years from this year, whatever. But this year was a little different, with the first few months being just the hottest they've ever been. Everyone was in AMC and GameStop, so everyone's money went up. If you held it too long, your money went down. If you held AMC too long, your money went even higher. However, after that it became really slow, and you had to be like, hey, I hit my goals. What do I do now? You could trade with more, and then you ended up getting smoked because of the long thing. You're back to needing to hit your goals again. Yada, 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 yada. Megan Thee Stallion. But no, when you're revisiting them, how do you kind of revisit your goals from the year prior so you can reassess your goals for the next year?
I like to set goals that aren't just like material or I just don't want to hit like 300% on my account. I like to hit ones that are also like, hey, like you guys always tell me that I look tired. I want to fix that, or I want to change that. Stuff like little things like that. Like I like not just like numbers wise, but I also like some of the qualitative aspects too. Can I use that in that context? Qualitative?
Fuck fine, man. I dropped out of school before we started going over 3-syllable words.
I learned today that I have terrible handwriting, and I certainly can't cut
you have
straight.
Terrible handwriting.
Yeah, and I can't cut straight for anything. So, I mean, literally, like it's. Yeah, and I gave 2 envelopes to cut a little thing out, and this thing was so bad. This looked like an obtuse triangle. It was so bad. But what are you gonna do? What was I gonna say? But so I like to set goals. I like to set pretty broad goals, and it's more like, obviously the number ones are, did I hit them? But the ones that are like, hey, like I want to meditate more. I want to, I want like the homies to not tell me that I that I look dead all the time. Like little things like that. That's more based on like feeling. So last year I wanted to get all of my retirement accounts over the 6-figure mark. This is so heartbreaking. They were over. So I have 3. They were over the 6-figure mark. And then last one, which I had started this year with like 15 grand or something. That one had gotten all the way up to 140. And I don't really trade options inside my retirement accounts for literally this reason. And I bought an option on it, and I mean it expired. Like it was like tomorrow, like expiring. I had basically gone like way over risk, and I'd put like 40% of the portfolio in by accident, and it tanked. I mean it tanked and went to zero, and so the account went from 140 grand to like 80. So, and I haven't honestly been able to touch that one because it was just hard. It was honestly just heartbreaking. Like it was heartbreaking. There's no other way to put it. And so, yeah, so I didn't hit that goal, or I will not be able to hit that goal on 12/31. That one probably stings the most of all of them, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, mine hit 2 out of 3. One was monetary, one was a following number, and one was a ranking for the podcast. Hit the ranking for the podcast in a month in, number 1 business, number 1 finance, or whatever the fuck, number 16 overall. Best day ever. Thanks, guys. The other one was $1 million by my birthday, I think, or by Thanksgiving, whatever. I hit that. And
you're kind of skating through that one.
Yeah, I mossed that one. And then the last one was like, I think it was 250,000 followers on Twitter, but I kind of stopped being so content-y, and I'll make that up with the amazing merch that we've had. We also had a Sunday fun day brunch day with the boys. It ended up lasting like 9 hours. I got all of them were wearing pennies crew necks, dude. It was a sick look, dude. Girls thought we were dope. But yeah, man. Goals over. Setting goals for next year is definitely gonna be hard. Because it's like this year just happened so fast. So many good things happen so quick. It's like that's what really made it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. So let's see. Oh, my other goal was to get my sister over her retirement account over 6 figures. Didn't do that one either. She just kind of pissed me off to the point where I said, fuck it. Yeah. Let me see. So should we set goals for this year?
How about we wait till Sunday to set goals for this year? So we like right after Christmas.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, let's do this.
We'll talk about how to set goals and different types of goals maybe.
On Sunday or today?
Maybe today, and just get that out.
Okay, yeah. I like that. So let's do this. Everyone that's listening, let's set like 3 goals together. Just because what's the biggest thing that we always talk about? Like we want like everybody that listens to feel like we're all boys just chilling out with a beer inside a room. So let's do this. Let's think of 3 goals for next year that we want to set on Sunday. So, but the important part, and this is the next part of that we just said that we want to talk about, is setting realistic goals as traders. I mean, it's fucking hard because as I just talked about, like the one retirement account was up 1,000%, and it got cut in half simply because I was just a fucking idiot. I honestly don't know what happened. I feel like I blacked out a little bit, honestly, because it was just like gone. It was so upsetting. So it's hard because similar to this year, you could have 5x your account in January and then proceeded to lose it all over the next 11 months. Like that's realistic. Like that happened to people.
Yeah, especially newer people tough. That saw like the fucking AMC 500, as a trending hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really freaking tough to set goals because you want to set like a $4,000, you want to set like that $4,000, like that 500, especially when you're first starting out and you're not consistent. Like you want to set like that $200 goal a day. Like you, of course you want to, and then like when you get to those bigger numbers, like I know the first one that I set was like, I want to do $4,000 a day because that's $1 million a year. And so, it's tough. And like as a swing trader, that's tough because it's like if one day I'll be up like, let's just say like my goal is like 4,000 a day. One day I'd be up 16,000 and then the next day I'd be down 14,000. So now I'm not hitting the goal. So it's tough. It's so damn tough. And that's really, really hard. So I think the way to usually set monetary goals is to be really flexible and to have check-ins. So I have like certain check-ins with my monetary goals. So for instance, let's just say I want to 3x my account. If I'm not at 100% gains by June, I know that it's going to be really freaking tough to hit that goal because or let's even say that you want to make $100,000 in next year. Okay. That's $400 a day. Okay. And if you know that you're only averaging $200 a day by July 1st, and we're getting into that typical 8-week slow market, I mean, that it's going to be really tough to then make $700 a day for the rest of the year after, starting in September. Like that's tough. So what I like to do is that I like to have different check-ins. My check-in is usually June 1st. Again, because if I'm not hitting my goals and we're going into the summer, I know that it's going to be really tough during that tough summer and then, hitting that end of the year. So check in June 1st. If your goal is 100,000 and you're only averaging $200 a day, now change it. Okay. And just say that, hey, that the summer is typically tough to trade. So I'm going to try and go for 50,000. So I'm going to try and keep it this average right here. And then I'll have another check-in middle to end of September. Because if I got through the summer and the summer was actually really good to me, then that means that I can actually, if the summer was like really good to me, and let's just say that I'm now averaging like $300 a day, then I know that I can potentially hit that $100,000 goal. So for me, it's like a check-in right before the summer, a check-in right after the summer because, the summer is usually tough to trade. And I like to change the goals, ever changing. Or what we were seeing from last year was that everybody fucking hit their goals by like end of January. But the thing is that let's just say you 4x your account in January, there's no way to keep that consistency. It's just impossible. Like it's truly impossible. So that's the thing is that, but like, what do you have to go back to the drawing board, but it's not like you can just sit there and I made 400% this month, like, what are you going to do? Just pull out a number out of thin air? So that's the tough part. So for the monetary goal, set a check-in like June 1st. Set another check-in for after the summer, maybe middle to end of September. And then obviously this week is the last check-in to see, what are the basic results. And that's the way that I like to do the monetary. Is there any way that you like to do it, like the monetary goal, or do you just kind of say,
I definitely like to reassess myself midway through and everything and adjust it. I mean, I had to adjust it in the middle of this year, but at the same time, I wasn't going to go crazy and blow it out of proportion just because I knew how wild January and February and March were. So it was like I did that 3-month check instead of like a 6-month just because I saw the goals being hit or whatever. And I was, I wasn't going to be like, hey, we hit number one business because of this event. I didn't expect, something crazier than that happening that could have led us to number one overall, stuff like that. And you just like consistency. Hey, let's try and stay in the top 10, top 5 monetary. Like, hey, let's try and just keep somewhat steady. Now my account is bigger. Now I can go maybe just redo my year goal. Maybe just try and make that $100,000 that I had initially said. Now that we're 3 months in, I've already made 3 times that. Maybe I'll just try and make that my new goal for the rest of the year, the next 9 months. So just trying to hit the goal again, but in a different way. And
I like that.
Like this year, you had so many people that hit them fast, and so many people lost them by holding. And you want to save your ass next year, but to save your balls, you're going to want to use code PGIR on manscaped.com to get the Performance Package 4.0 and the Peak Hygiene Plan for only $119. And that's before the discount. So you do the math yourself and find it cheap as hell. This kit includes the Lawnmower 4.0 with all new skin-safe electric trimmer, the Weed Whacker, which is an ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver, which is awesome, the anti-chafing ball deodorant. Trust me, just trust me. The Crop Reviver, which is kind of a ball spray toner. You'll love that. And now a new thing, the Magic Mat, disposable shaving mats. You don't want to get that hair everywhere. And guess what? It comes with 2 free gifts, a travel bag, $40 value. It's perfect for all your little supplies. And the Manscaped Boxers, anti-chafing, of course, $20 value. And let me tell you, they are the most comfortable boxers. So make sure to go to manscaped.com and use code PGIR for 20% off and free shipping. Goals.
Nice. Damn. Okay. All right. Nice. That was a good little transition. So
Yeah,
let's see. So I think for Sunday, for the 3 goals, I'm going to do 1 monetary. I'll probably do like a retirement goal, like one of the retirement accounts, like a retirement account goal. And then maybe I'll do like a little like emotional goal, like a little like I want to
shredded.
Eat kale every day. Oh yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah, ripped.
That would be a lot
I
of
may even
work.
grow. I may get okay. My goals are 6'1", 185 all muscle.
Yeah, when you get money,
in the
they tell you
NFL.
that you truly can't buy anything. Like I always thought that like you could just buy anything. I'm
about
but
to
the
go
things
to the
that I
doctor
want,
and
you
see
can't
if
buy.
I can get 5 inches in a couple places.
Listen, if you find a few, let me know.
All right, man. I'll definitely. Maybe I can. This will be like a buy one get one or some shit.
Buy one get one co-host.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, set some goals. Be smart. Don't hold AMC after it goes to 75. Not financial advice, of course. Love you guys.
See
Bye.
you Sunday, baby.
Yay.
Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.